What's up, ninjas? Diligent here. Back to content warning. In this video, we are going over the streamer as promised, and a little bit later in the video, I'm going to have a pretty nifty announcement that I'm pretty happy about that I want to make. So keep an eye out for that. But with regards to the streamer, the main thing with this streamer is, first off, he's a lot more common than the other entities, and you're going to encounter him in lots of different places on the map, and multiple different locations as well, sometimes multiple different streamers also. The main thing to keep in mind is the streamer is gonna, once you get within a certain radius, it's gonna charge after you and try and take you out with its shock stick. So just be prepared to fight back with your own shock stick. But with that, we're going to take a quick pause and go into that announcement. So, for the announcement that I was referring to, so quick backstory. I initially started my YouTube channel because I was inspired by content creators like Jacksepticeye and wanted to make a change in the world, you know. So this year, I'm going to be doing my best to participate in the 2026 Wishmas event that's going on. It's going to be a 6-month extended fundraiser campaign for the Make-A-Wish. And its goal is to raise $3 million to grant 300 wishes for children with critical illnesses. Now, being a small channel, I'm not going to be able to raise that much on my own, but I will have a stream set up for content warning a little bit later, probably end of August, beginning of September, somewhere around there, once I work out a few more details and whatnot. And once we do that, I'll give you some more info, and I hope to see you all on that stream. So with that, moving forward, we're going back to the streamer in content warning. So with the streamer, as I said, he is pretty common on the maps. You can find him just about anywhere. Often when you encounter him, you know, you get a certain distance and then he's going to come after you. Just be prepared to counter him with a shock stick if you have it, or you can try and run away also. He doesn't really insta-kill you or anything. Typically what'll happen is he'll come after you and he'll get his voice lines, then he'll hit you typically around 2 to 3 times with the shock stick, and then he'll run off. But if you can stun him with your shock stick, maybe once or twice, something like that, he'll just give up and run away and scream and yell and complain. So that's the best way to deal with the streamer. Usually like I said, he's pretty common anywhere on the map. I usually have the best luck on this map anyways, in the upper areas and the lower areas both. I don't really see him too much in the narrower hallways, but it's usually the overworld area here or the caged area towards the bottom of the map. And on the previous map, I usually see him in the lower levels as well, but like I said, he's pretty common and he'll pop up just about anywhere. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for the streamer. Now, the streamer isn't good. Like I said, the streamer isn't going to outright kill you, and he's pretty predictable, and he's a lot of fun to mess with too, like we do here. I've done in several videos, because the way he runs and when he gets hit with the shock stick is always entertaining. So it adds a nice little touch to it. And a cool thing about this level, actually, really quick, during this recording when I was encountering the streamer, I actually encountered the cam creep twice, which I've never actually done on the right this quickly anyways, on the same map area. So you can hear it breathing right here. And there he pops up, cam creep, zap him with the shock stick. Like I said, you get one of my previous videos. And then he'll show up here again in a little while. Regarding this guy right here, the harpooner, though, just a quick little fact. If he hits you with that harpoon, you can always hit him with the shock stick and also get a barrier between you and him, like a wall or something like that, or drop down to lower levels, something like that, and then that'll break the harpoon thing. Because if he does hit you, he's going to pretty much one-shot you after he reels you in. So just keep that in mind. And here's the camp encounter right there. So yeah, like I said, for some reason I encountered him twice really quickly on this map. That's a first for me. I usually don't encounter him that quickly, because that was all within 3 or 4 minutes there. So anyways, those are pretty much the main details that I have regarding the streamer. You know, you can usually outrun him too if you bob and weave a little bit. Also, eventually he'll give up. And also make sure you get elevation on him too, because he can't really like climb and hit you very well. So your best bet is to get elevation on him, and then you won't have to even worry about him there. So yeah, that's pretty much the main information I have for you about this streamer on here. I hope you found that information helpful, and you know, let me know what you want to see in the next video. Any other games, anything like that, I'll be happy to do that as well. And like I said, keep an eye out for that more details on that Wishmas stream. The plan is for it, I'm gonna end up doing gonna take one of my save files on here for content warning, and we're gonna end up probably starting off on starting off deliberately on day 1, and go during the stream. We'll do our best to raise as much as we can to help to make a wish foundation, and we'll also be trying to go from the first day all the way up to 2.5 million in that stream as well. So there'll be a lot of stuff happening in that video. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I really hope to see some of you a little bit later, come end of August, beginning of September, for that Wishmas. I'll also include a link in this video down below. I'll include a link so you can get a little more detail about the Wishmas campaign. I'll link to try and link it to Jacksepticeye's video so you can really get the full details, because he is the one who's kind of putting this whole event on. So, like I said, anyways, hope to see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.